Jesus casts out a demon. 5 short stories of Jesus in the Bible. No, 5. A man lived among the tombs, broken, chained, tormented by many demons. People called him Legion because there were so many demons inside him. One day, Jesus crossed the lake and went to meet him. The demons cried out, "We are Legion. We are so powerful. You can't defeat us." But Jesus commanded them to leave, and at that moment, the man was set free. He was able to get up, stand on his feet, walk away from the lake and go into the city. There he bought new clothes and went to tell everyone what Jesus had done for him. Now let's think about this. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how hopeless a situation seems, Jesus has the power to set you free. So comment down below, Jesus sets me free. Let's thank God that he sets us free from sin, from the penalty of sin, from the power of sin, and one day soon from the presence of sin. When he returns back to earth, here are 4 more stories of Jesus in the Bible. Check it out. Jesus heals a man with a deaf and a tight jaw. Mark chapter 7 verses 31 to 37. While Jesus was in the region, he had a deaf man with a speech impediment brought before him. So he put his fingers in the man's ears. Then, after spitting on the ground, he touched the man's tongue. Looking up to heaven, he sighed and said to him, "Ephphatha," which means, "Be opened." Immediately the man could hear and speak, and he began to speak in perfect sentences. Then Jesus told them, with people, it's not what goes into the mouth that defiles them, it's what comes out of the mouth that does them harm. Jesus heals a woman who had a 12-year-long bleeding problem. Mark chapter 5, verses 25 to 34. A woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. No one could heal her. No matter how much money she spent on doctors, she came up behind him and touched his cloak. She thought, if I just touch his robe, I will be healed. Immediately her bleeding stopped, and Jesus turned around, saw her and said, "Who touched me?" They all denied it. But Jesus continued, "I know someone touched me because I could feel it in my body." "Who was it?" Peter said. "Rabbi, the crowds are pressing in on you." But Jesus said, "It was not the crowds that pressed in who touched me. It was you, woman, come back." When she returned, he said to her, "Daughter, you have faith, be healed." At that moment, she was healed. Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. John chapter 11, verses 1 to 44. Now a man named Lazarus lived in Bethany with his sisters, Mary and Martha, so Jesus loved them all very much. One day, word came that Lazarus was sick. So Martha went to see Jesus and said, "Lord, if you had been here, our brother would not have died. Even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you." Jesus told her, "Your brother will die, but I am glad for your sake, and for the sake of your sister and the sake of the whole world, that I may show them my glory. For God has done great things through me." After he had spoken these words, he went to the place where Lazarus was lying, and Jesus said to him, "Lazarus, come forth." He came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face covered with a cloth. Jesus said, "Unbind him and let him go." Jesus feeds 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Matthew chapter 14, verses 13 to 21. When Jesus heard this, he withdrew from the crowd to the lake by himself, and the people followed him. He saw a large crowd and felt compassion for them, because they were as sheep without a shepherd. So he began to teach them many things. When it was supper time, his disciples came to him and said, "It's late, send the people away so they can buy food for themselves." But he said to them, "You give them something to eat?" They replied, "All we have here is 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here." Then he told the people to sit down on the ground. He took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, looked up to heaven, and gave thanks. Then he broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the people. And he divided the 2 fish among them all, and they all ate and were satisfied. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you learn about Jesus in the Bible. Write "learn more" in the comments if you want to know more about Jesus. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.